Hey there, cool cats and kittens. I'm making this screencast to help walk you through how to set up your DL schedule that we'll be using at Harding High School. I'm planning on running through a few things. I'm going to start with the why, the reasoning for doing this. Filling out this document with the required information accomplishes two goals for us. First off, by filling in the conferencing with your course when you're going to be live teaching in your schedule, it allows us to identify conflicts for our students. Basically, it gives us an opportunity to see if there are any students in our class who are being asked to be in two live classes at the same time. Second, by filling in office hours, this allows our EAs, TAs, and paras to know when we will be at our computers or possibly in a Google Hangout, so they can get a hold of us to ask us questions either about individual students or possibly about the content that they need support with while supporting our students. All right, let's jump into the document. We're going to look at the first page, and we have, first off, these 5 different activities. Now, the first thing to be clear of is that you are expected to fill in when your office hours are for each day. You are also expected to fill in when your conference with your course or your live teaching hours will be. There is no expectation that you are teaching a live class. I want to make it super clear, there have been a lot of questions. You are not expected to be doing this, but if you would like to do it, then your responsibility is to make sure to schedule it into your DL schedule. That way, again, it makes it very clear to other teachers that they have students who will already be in your lecture at that time. The work activities, prep, and PLC times are optional. If you are going to use this document for your day-to-day schedule, put them in. If you are not, the only 2 that are required of you are office hours and conferencing with courses. All right, let's flip over here first. The first thing I'm going to do, this is my week 1 schedule, is jump over here to Tuesday and say, hey, I know I have a staff meeting right now, so I'm just going to put work activities in for 8 to 9 o'clock. I also know that Thursday I am PLCing from 2 to 3. So again, I'm going to put work activities here. By work activities, I meant PLC. I'm sorry. So I'm just going in and filling in all of those things that I know, those weekly meetings that we'll have. I'm going to put those in right away. All right, now let's look at a normal day for me. If I'm up and on my computer, let's say at 8:30, because 8:30 is the time where I'm going to be posting in my daily activities, the update for students to reply to for attendance purposes. So if you wanted to, you can mark that as work activities. But if you're only using this for office hours and conferences, then go ahead and leave that blank. But let's say I'm going to do that, and then I'll be at my computer for the next 2 hours, having office hours where students know I will be replying to emails, and I will be possibly available through a Google Meet of some kind. So I'll label it like that. You do not have to check which class. If it is for specific classes, feel free to, but it is not required. You can see that both of these say okay. Then from 11 to noon, maybe I'll have my lunch, make sure my kids are able to eat lunch, do whatnot, and then I'll be back on for more office hours at 1 o'clock. Now, notice I am not filling out from 7 to 5 everything with a different activity that I'm doing. I know that at 8 o'clock, I'll have time to do some grading. So tonight at 8, I'm going to be doing some grading. So I'm not worried about the fact that I don't have anything listed from 4 to 5. I know I'm putting in my time. The expectation isn't that you have every square filled in for the entire 10 weeks of scheduling. All right, and last, I didn't do this on Monday, but let's say at 3 o'clock I was going to have a live lecture. Then I'd put this conference with course in, but it's going to tell me once it runs the code that I have to check course. So I have to say, am I going to be in my Bio 5? And if it's going to be a conference open for more than one class, you can type in, or I'm sorry, check more than one box. All right, so that's what I'm going to switch this to work activities. Sorry. This is what my Monday looks like. Now, if every day is kind of going to look similar, my suggestion would just be starting here at the 7 to 8, grab all of these, highlight down here. Notice I did not highlight the L column. Do Command C, copy it, click on the 7 to 8 box here, and again, Command V, and now I paste it in. It'll update and tell me everything's okay. So I could do this for each one of my days. And if I do that, now I can quickly, and we don't have class Friday. So quickly, it sets up just like a generic daily schedule. Now I'm definitely not going to be doing a conference with students every day, but now I can just go in and let's just hit delete after I highlight that. And I can, whoopsies, sorry, delete. I can just go in and uncheck these. And instead, I'm going to add in my office hours here. So now I can just go in and do those fine tuning things to my schedule each day. But for the majority of it, if there are a lot of reoccurring activities, then you don't have to change it from every single day. You don't have to build every day independently. One thing I do want to point out, if you look over here on the right, columns M through Q list where you will have any conflicts with your students. So I can see 2 students in my period 2 biology from 8 to 9 o'clock are already being asked to be in a different live lecture. So if I were planning my Tuesday, I would make sure I did not put my conference with course. If I was going to do one that day, I wouldn't do it during this time. And maybe there will be a lot of conflicts and you have to pick which one's best. But these M through Q, they just give you an updated view of, okay, as of right now, who is already being asked to do something else. All right, so that's how I would set up my weekly schedule. If every week is the same, you can again start at the top, highlight all the way down, copy, go over to week 2. I'm in Monday in that same box here, copy paste, and now my week 1 schedule has become my week 2 schedule. And again, I'll have to make slight alterations, but the majority of it is already done for me. So feel free to copy and paste. Now this part's a little technical, but if I wanted to check this box, and then I copied it, copy, and I want to paste it over here to the right, that messes things up a little bit. So you can see if I'm clicked, let's say I'm on this box right here, at the top, sorry, if I check it at the top, it says Bio 92, because it's that section. But because I copy pasted this one, it has Bio 5, not Bio 6. That's a problem for Danielle, and that's what she made this box for, this reset checkboxes. It's not actually going to switch any of your boxes, but it is going to fix that and move that back to Bio 6. So feel free to copy paste, but if you notice you've screwed everything up, all you have to do is go back here and check that, but it shouldn't be much of an issue. All right, if there are other things that come up and you have questions, feel free to email me. Feel free to email Danielle or Betsy. Any of the 3 of us would be happy to help you with any technical issues. Thanks for listening. Hopefully this was worth the 8 minutes that it took for you to listen to it, and we'll get through this together. Thanks, everybody.